What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a group review of all of the Nerf Roblox blasters. The Roblox Adopt Me Bees, which is a spring-powered, lever-action 8-shot cylinder-fed blaster. The Arsenal Pulse Laser, which is a magazine-fed, semi-auto flywheel-powered blaster, sort of like a Strife. The MM2 Shark Seeker, which is a 3-shot mega dart launching spring-powered blaster. And the Jailbreak Armory blasters, which is a 2-pack. These are single-shot hammer action blasters. Spoiler, if you're a Nerfer and you don't care about Roblox, you can skip this video. None of these blasters are worth purchasing. But let's get into it. Included are 2 blasters, darts, instructions, and a virtual item. Included is the blaster, detached cosmetic fins, and the instructions. Included is the blaster, darts, and a virtual item. Included is the blaster, magazine, darts, instructions, and a virtual item. 4 AA batteries are required and are installed as shown. Quick external overview of each of the blasters, starting out with the Arsenal Pulse Laser. This is a flywheel mechanically operated semi-auto system similar to the Strife. Starting up with the front, there's no in-strike barrel lug. Above that is a fixed front sight. Moving back is a fixed scope. This is not removable, but funny enough, when you look through the scope, you are completely blocked by the front sight. It doesn't make any sense at all, but nothing on any of these blasters makes sense. I'm sorry for my negative tone, but none of these products are worth any money at all. Spoiler. Moving on to the magazine. To get the mag out, you hit the mag release, which is inside the trigger guard here. The included magazine is an in-strike compatible magazine, even though it looks super wonky at the bottom. The magazine holds 10 Nerf Elite darts. Above the mag well right here is an access door. You can slide that open to get your finger in there to clear out jams and malfunctions. I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster through my testing procedure. Moving back to the trigger, this is a mechanically operated semi-auto system that feels similar to a Strife. And below that is the rev trigger. You want to hold that for a moment before firing because it is flywheel powered. Now down to the grip. This is potentially one of the least comfortable grips I've ever put my hand on. It's very, very vertical with very little tilt at all. So the hand placement is very uncomfortable. The orientation on the blaster is awkward. And it's like chamfered instead of filleted with these really severe uncomfortable edges. This is not a comfortable grip at all. But if you could look at this blaster and just tell it's not comfortable, it's not even designed for humans. Moving back, the battery tray is right here behind the grip. This blaster requires 4 AA type batteries. Moving on to the stock, this is a fixed stock. It's not removable or adjustable. It's a super quirky looking blaster, but it is just a Strife reskin. The mechanics are very similar to a Strife. That's an external overview of the Arsenal Pulse Laser. Next up, the MM2 Shark Seeker. Starting up at the front, there's no in-strike barrel lug. This is a mega blaster. It has 3 mega barrels. You can front load very simply. It fires 1 at a time using a smart AR system. Moving back, weird awkward shell, but nothing else to manipulate. The top fin is the priming handle. To prime, you pull the whole thing back and then forward. It's super weird. It's not really a grip for a human hand, but it works technically, and it's a relatively smooth prime. And these little fins that you pop into the side are just cosmetic. They don't really do anything. And moving down to the trigger pull is pretty standard. This blaster does not have slam fire. Now down to the grip. This is a terribly uncomfortable grip. It's super tight. It's chamfered instead of filleted, so they're like sharp edges everywhere. It's just not comfortable at all. So pretty terrible grip. And then the stock is fixed. It's not movable and it's not adjustable. This whole product is a complete waste of plastic. That is the MM2 Shark Seeker. Now to the Adopt Me Bees. That is what the blaster is called. No in-strike barrel lug up front, no tack rails on the top. It feeds from an 8-shot fixed in place cylinder. This cylinder does not pop out of the blaster like on a strong arm. It has a single loading port right here. So you can only access 1 barrel and then you have to rotate it and then load in 1 more and rotate it, so it's very slow to load. Moving back to the trigger pull is pretty standard, but this blaster does have slam fire. It's very awkward to ergonomically pull off slam fire, but it works, which is kind of impressive. And below that is the priming arm. This is a lever action blaster. To prime, you do this. The prime strength required is in line with other Nerf Elite blasters on the market, and it's a relatively smooth prime. However, it moves a lot. It's a very flimsy component, and it's separated from the grip, as you can see here. So it's very awkward to ergonomically shoot this blaster. It's very uncomfortable and not fun at all. And back to the grip, it's a relatively comfortable grip itself, but the lever action, the trigger, and the whole ergonomics of the system are not very comfortable to use at all. So I've been doing sort of like this, but if you want to shoot it with one hand, the lever action just interferes. It's a weird thing to hold on to. And back to the stock, this is a fixed in place stock with no compartments or anything else to manipulate or to explore. That is an external overview of the Adopt Me Bees. And last, we have the Jailbreak Armory pistols. These are sold sold as a 2-pack in a single thing that you purchase, but they are effectively the same. Up front, you have a single barrel in each of them, so you can front load very simply, and then moving back to the hammer action priming system. If you've ever primed a hammer shot, it's very similar. You can do it with one hand, which is cool. The triggers are pretty standard. Of course, they do not have slam fire, and these grips are very, very small, but surprisingly work fairly well. I have a pretty big hand, and it's too small for my hand, but it's not uncomfortable or crampingly small. It's just really miniature, if that makes sense. So the ergonomics actually aren't as bad as they look, considering this looks like a block. So yeah, single shot blasters, nothing interesting here. That's an external overview of these. Now I will show you all of the blasters firing using standard blue Nerf Elite darts. Now some slam fire. Now shooting standard Nerf Mega Darts. So operating the pulse laser and the single shot pistols was a reasonable experience. These operated just like you'd expect any single shot blaster to operate. I did not experience any jams or malfunctions with the pulse laser. It has a pretty tight mag well, but other than that, it feels similar to a Strife, just with terrible ergonomics. This grip is terrible. It really ruins the play experience. But no jams or malfunctions, so other than the ergonomics, it performs as you'd expect. I did not experience any jams or malfunctions with the MM2 Shark Seeker. However, the ergonomics of the grip and this weird priming handle, this is not a fun blaster to use at all. It's something that you take out of the box, you play with it for like 10 minutes, you become bored of it, and you never look at it again. Total waste of money. But no jams and malfunctions. I'm being positive. And to the Adopt Me bees. I did not experience any jams or malfunctions even when using the slam fire feature, which is impressive. However, the ergonomics of this blaster are awful. It is not fun to use at all. It's just awkward to hold, it's awkward to prime, it's awkward to shoot, it's super slow to reload because they only leave one barrel exposed. No jams and malfunctions, but not a pleasant play experience at all. But to compare the firing performance to others, I put all of these blasters up on my chronograph. First, the Arsenal Pulse Laser firing Nerf Elite darts achieved an average velocity of 73 feet per second. Next, the Adopt Me bees with Nerf Elite darts achieved an average velocity of 70 feet per second. Next, the Jailbreak Armory pistols achieved an average velocity of 63 feet per second with Nerf Elite darts. And last, shooting Mega Darts, the MM2 Shark Seeker achieved an average velocity of 65 feet per second, again with Mega Darts. All of these velocities are pretty reasonable. They are not good, they're not terrible, they're pretty much close to normal. That is the objective information I can provide on these blasters. Now to my personal opinion. Overall, all of these products are an absolute waste of plastic. Please do not buy any of these. They don't perform exceptionally well. Their ergonomics are universally awful. They're not fun to play with beyond like 10 minutes. Like square handles with sharp edges. What? Why? No human hand wants to interface with that. It's just uncomfortable. And this is a priming handle? What? I know, I'm about to go off on a rant. I'm holding back. That's my opinion on these products. Now to the question to buy or not to buy. If you are a performance-oriented nerfer or enjoy flinging foam at people, do not buy any of these blasters. They are not fun to use for more than 10 minutes, and they become downright uncomfortable to use beyond 20 minutes. So to any nerfer, absolutely not. The only people I can see buying these are the Roblox fans of that video game. I've never played the video game, it doesn't interest me. But if you're really into the Roblox video game and you're looking for a cosplay prop that you do not intend to shoot that often, maybe these blasters will be okay. If you want a product that looks exactly like this because you've seen it in a video game, sure, maybe. If you want to buy this and actually shoot it and pretend like you're shooting in the video game, no, this is not going to work for you. It's uncomfortable to use, they don't perform well. Total waste of plastic, total waste of money. But that's just my opinion. Hopefully I've laid out all the information so you can make an educated purchase decision on your own. If you want to buy any of these, which I really don't recommend, I will put purchase links in the description box below. That concludes this video review and mostly my opinion. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.